Hey guys, it's Postboxpat. Welcome back to a brand new map change and storyline video. We've got some amazing theories you're not going to want to miss in today's video. And obviously today's map change is the Astroworld stage is being constructed. So this is over just outside of Sweaty Sands by the sea and by the crashed plane. It's really cool to see this because what they've done is they've actually started to construct it on one side of the island. So they've actually got boats that look like they're transporting the parts from this side of the island to the other side. Or are they setting up the map change or the stage over across the water because it's rumored to be a 19 by 19 platform? Or is this stage just going to crazily float? If you're excited for the Travis Scott event, smash a like. It's going to be probably one of the best live events we've seen in Fortnite, so make sure you're smashing that like if you want to help the video get out there. Also, 80% of you guys watching the video aren't already subscribed, so make sure you are smashing that subscribe. I don't know why you're not subscribed, because it's legit content on the channel here, always legit content, no clickbait, no nonsense, so that's really awesome. There is the Astroworld star in the sky, you can see right there. Very exciting stuff that's getting closer and closer every single day to the Fortnite map. I can't wait to see how that's going to impact this section. I assume that we're probably going to get a brand new stage, obviously, but it's going to be different from the Marshmallow one. That's what I'm assuming. Also, guys, don't forget to go and support me in the item shop with code Postboxpat. Here are a few shoutouts for the people doing that right now. I am a hashtag Epic Games partner, so thank you everyone who supports me there. Every little does help, and it is helping me out during these difficult times. This is the sort of view we may see during the event. Obviously, it'll be a lot more flashy. There'll be flashy lights, some sort of space theme to it. It's going to be pretty cool and pretty exciting. But as that goes on, I want to talk a little bit about the theory and a little bit about the gameplay in the background. So the gameplay in the background I'm going to run for you guys while I show some screenshots and theories. It's actually going to be some classic Season 9 gameplay, but let's show you guys exactly what we have for you guys. So it's crazy to think about how mad this theory is, and this one's coming from my great friend Tommy over at Top 5 Gaming. They've recently actually got access to a leak which no one actually had access to, and I really do like that they managed to get access to this because it's really cool. So in my most recent storyline video, why I explain Chaos Agent is still alive, highly recommend checking it out after this one so you can understand that theory. We also broke down about Midas's plans with his books. Now, we didn't actually have this screenshot originally, but I did talk a little bit about how his plan is to power the Doomsday device. Now, we don't really have confirmation on exactly how he's going to power it, but now we have evidence of what's actually on the pages of his book, we can kind of get a rough idea what is going on. So you can see it on screen, and you can see that we've got the Doomsday device there on the left, which is obviously the big orb device. And then we've got the storm type picture there, which is pretty cool with the lightning coming down, which kind of indicates that he's going to use the storm to power this. And then we've also got Oro's pickaxe. So is he going to use that to kind of wield the storm and power that device? Most likely. That's what Tommy said from Top 5 Gaming, and I love that theory. He also explained how this confirms that Oro's in the prison. We kind of already knew that by the dates. It was almost confirmed. But then there was the other prison on the other side. So, you know, with the challenges being called Oro's Awakening, it's kind of interesting to see, did Oro actually break out of the prison? Or was he transported to the prison across the river, being the smaller one? I think that's something that is very interesting. And I do think maybe Chaos Agent could be in there instead. But we don't 100% know. And the reason I think Chaos Agent's in there is in the video over on my channel. I'm not going to give that away straight away. But yeah, very cool, very interesting. I think that's really awesome and definitely something to kind of keep an eye on. Now, one thing that we don't 100% know just yet is how is he powering the storm. So I thought I'd break this down a little bit more for you guys, because we obviously know we've seen him extract this brand new skin which is currently located at the rig, with that skin being Tempest. So one thing he's gone and done is actually extract Tempest's powers and use them to kind of power this device using maybe Oro's pickaxe. Now, I'm not too sure if that's the case exactly, but Tempest was consumed by the storm and was back for revenge. But if Midas has taken that power away from him and extracted him, as you can see in this kind of like frame, or I guess the structure around the costume, which is what remains of obviously Tempest, it obviously looks a little bit different, and I think that's probably because Midas's touch is gold. Has he extracted the gold touch to maybe eliminate Tempest, and that allowed him to gain access to the actual storm powers, which he's going to use to power the device? I think so. I think it's quite cool to see him gaining access to all this, but how is he going to gain the power to this extreme level? And that's a great question. Well, if we actually take a little look at the map and we see the little holes around the agency, we know that these holes are probably going to open up. So is the lake going to drain, and then he's going to use them to suck in the power of the storm using his device, which he's learned how to use it because he's got the power of the touch from Oro, he's obviously got the power from Tempest, he's studied this, and now he's going to suck in the storm using these holes, which is going to power the Doomsday device. I've got a little bit of a feeling that may be the case. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below with your theories. Back to that, but I just want to talk a little bit about what Hypex has posted, which is this on screen right now. This is an entire tour of Midas's lair. So we were talking about in my most recent storyline video, the one about Chaos Agent being still alive, we were talking about what's actually inside of here, and now we've got a full-on proper view of everything and where it's positioned. So you can see Midas's helmets, which he's turned to gold, are over there on the right of us. That's his special power, obviously, that he's harvested from Oro, as we know, so that's really nice to see. And then we can see one thing a little bit confusing is obviously there's Lynx here and then there's Lynx over there as well. I think Lynx has several masks, and that's maybe why she's in two different spots. Then we obviously have this corridor which leads to kind of nowhere, but we can see we have obviously the paintings there as well of the other agents, which is nice to see, which he did work with, but he's turned a few of them to gold. There is our Tempest skin, which looks like it's slightly turned to gold, or slightly maybe corroded, or maybe just rusted. I'm not too sure exactly why it's a little bit bronzy. Then we have our table here where he's got the engineer pickaxe, he's got the book down there, and that's where the plans are on the book for powering this Doomsday device. So that's really cool, and I do think he is going to suck in the storm. It's almost guaranteed, guys, that this is going to suck in the storm to an extreme level. Look at the size of this room. He's going to be using some sort of generator to power this, and maybe he's using Oro's pickaxe and the power of Oro to kind of like stir up the power originally, and then it starts to bring in the storm, all like a big nuclear kind of reactor. It's going to be pretty crazy, you know what I mean? Some sort of crazy stuff going on right here. So then at his desk we have a bunch of gold bars that he may have actually turned to gold himself. He's got his, interestingly enough, there, look, his ghost plans. So is he still on Team Ghost? It's quite interesting to see that there. The ghost plans. I know obviously a lot of us are thinking that he's gone rogue, which I do agree with, and kind of like he's just disguising as ghost, but maybe not. I don't know. That's something that we should definitely keep thinking about a little bit. Has he really gone rogue? We've got to keep considering it. And one thing, like I said in my previous video, always think about the story being in real time. You know, we're thinking very far ahead here. Obviously, we can't see the plans of the book without having a leaker provide that. So, you know, if we think in real time, we wouldn't actually know that, but we do. So I'm going to keep talking about that because obviously it's a big one. Here's some more screenshots as well from Hypex on the Doomsday device. Very big and very cool. It's definitely a big spatial room, and definitely is going to have kind of like vents that are going to provide obviously the air, which is going to get sucked in. I think that's something we should all consider right there. Now we have 6 vents on the picture, you can see, but we actually only have 5 plugs over at the agency, so we're not really guaranteed that they are going to actually provide the storm to power this. But I think it's a great theory, like I mentioned before, and it's something which we should all consider and get excited about, because I am 100% excited about it, guys, and I really hope you guys are too, because it's going to be a big major event and story this season. We obviously know that there's changes coming in over at the agency. We're seeing a few render issues over here. It is now rumored that Shadow is going to take over this point of interest. The leak for that came out last night. I didn't really want to put it in the video, only because I felt, you know, it's kind of a big insider to the storyline. But I do think if Shadow do take over the agency, I do think that Midas will retreat to the Shark, or even retreat to his Doomsday lair, keep himself in lockdown in there. Once he's figured out everything and how to do everything with his powers, then it begins. Obviously this will be after the Travis Scott event, and I do think Fortnite are leading us up to something pretty big right here. Have you noticed the amount of content there's been over the past few days? There's been so much to talk about, and having 2 things going at once is really awesome. We've got the Astroworld stuff going on, and then we've got the Fortnite storyline as well. Which one are you more interested in? I actually don't really know. I'm really excited about the Astroworld stuff just because the way they're presenting it. Having something come down from the sky at the season 4 meteor is definitely something brand new for Fortnite, as in a music event especially, because obviously it was used for the storyline, that original technique, but now seeing kind of like a different shaped item and knowing a lot about the Astroworld tour and stuff, it's kind of interesting to see how Travis Scott is going to portray his views or his thoughts, or, you know, in the past he does so many creative stuff in Fortnite. So that's something really to look forward to, even if you're not a Travis Travis Scott fan, I think it's definitely something which you will like, just because of the way Fortnite presents it to us with new live features. I think that's going to be something very unique, and it's something which Fortnite plan on doing throughout the whole future. One thing that Donald Mustard said at E3, he explained how he wants to develop Fortnite into kind of like a more reality thing. So he wants to allow things, for example, maybe a live football game or something like that, to actually broadcast itself in Fortnite in hologram form. He was talking about that at a few of his press conferences and how he would develop it to be to the next level technology, which isn't there yet, but having something like that would be extremely good and extremely cool for Fortnite. And this is another step to that. We saw it with the Star Wars event with the players in game, and now we're going to see it with Travis Scott. Is he going to be a hologram? It's going to be interesting. Let's see how this works out, because obviously Marshmallow was a pre-skin that was there in that position. Is Travis Scott going to be fully kitted up and be like a full-on hologram, so you can see him move around this stage in kind of like a huge room in real life? I think that would be so cool and very interesting to see. So let's just wait and see what's going to happen with the Travis Scott event, with the Astroworld stuff. Those wondering why I keep calling it Astroworld, it's one of his most recent albums. I don't think it's the most recent one, but the second most recent one, and it's what his tour was called as well. So I assume that's probably what the event's going to be themed around. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy the OG gameplay in the background. Kind of OG. Season 9, is it OG? Not really, but it was almost a year ago. Well, it was almost a year ago, this gameplay. So it's pretty crazy to see that. And yeah, it's been a long time since then, but hope you did enjoy the gameplay and did enjoy the theories and did enjoy the stuff. If you did, smash a like on the video, smash subscribe, and stick around for more daily Fortnite content. I'll see you guys on the other videos on screen right now.